Mathematics is an expression of the human mind. It reflects the active will, the contemplative reason, and the desire for aesthetic perfection. Richard Curry. Good morning, everybody. Mathematics is the science and study of quality, structure, space, and change. Mathematicians seek out patterns, formulate new conjectures, and establish truth by rigorous deduction from approximately chosen axioms and definitions. Today, we shall witness how mathematics is the backbone of artificial intelligence. The ancient tradition of lighting oil lamps has a special significance. It acts as a guide, keeping us from stumbling in the dark. We at Jyotinivas College Autonomous have the tradition of lighting the lamp on all auspicious occasions. It gives me immense pleasure to invite our dearest principal, Dr. Sister Mary Lewisa, IQAC coordinator, Dr. Karen Stanley, Vice Principal, Dr. Sitavi Yatinder, keynote speaker, Dr. Xavier Chandra, Controller of Examinations, Dr. Latavi, and the organizing committee, Dr. Navis, Dr. Arul Selva Mary, Dr. Margaret, and Mrs. Nancy to line the lamp. He will also be accompanied by the choir for the invocation song. Thank you, dignitaries, and also my fellow students for that wonderful melody. I now call upon stage Sister Arul Selva Mary to lead us in prayer.
Most holy, loving, and compassionate God, we thank you for your loving care of all creation and your protection and guidance over all. We come to you today with all faith and trust, seeking your blessing as we have our session in mathematics. Mathematics is the backbone of artificial intelligence. We pray for our principal, Dr. Sister Mary Louisa S. May she be empowered by your spirit to see the needs of the students and faculty, to inspire those under her care. Bless her with good health and wisdom to carry forward the mission. We bring before you the principals, administrators, professors, students, support staff, and maintenance staff of our college and the MOU colleges who participate in the online session. May we grow in grace, wisdom, and collaboration in providing knowledge to the student community. Grant us understanding, counsel, and fortitude as we pursue education across the state. Strengthen us from within so that we might be the source of strength and confidence and hope for all. God bless our resource person, Dr. Xavier Chelladurai, with wisdom and knowledge. O God, the source of all knowledge, enlighten our minds, strengthen our ability to think, and create as we learn and relearn day after day. Dear God, we seek your guidance to use artificial intelligence and robots wisely as they are invented to always serve mankind. Lord, we thank you for the experience of life's wonderful patterns. May we continue to grow to understand the logic of this world you created through the beauty of mathematics. We ask all these things through the intercession of our Blessed Mother Mary and through Christ our teacher. Amen.
Thank you, sister, for leading us in prayer. I invite Dr. Nemus Virginia to welcome the gatherer. Mathematics is the language with which God has written the universe. Mathematics is in its way the poetry of logical ideas. Mathematics is the only place where truth and beauty mean the same. Good morning, respected principal, honored guests, my colleagues, and dear students of JNC and MOU colleges who have joined online. I warmly welcome you all to participate in this session. Mathematics is the backbone of artificial intelligence. An academician in sociology, a standard bearer for the college mission, an equity crusader, process-oriented, effective manager, a perfect collaborator to organizational effectiveness. She is none other than our dear principal, Dr. Sister Louisa Sebastian. Serving the society is the foremost principle on her agenda, amongst many other noteworthy laurels to be mentioned here. My heart-earned services has made a difference in the student and staff community for the greater good. Sister, your support and guidance in every step we take has made this event happen today. I welcome you, dear sister, on behalf of the Department of Mathematics, and your presence today is an honor for all of us gathered here. Hearty welcome, sister. Laurels may add to one's fame, but in some special cases, they add the thirst to explore and contribute more to the society in this challenging world. One such eminent personality is Dr. Xavier Chelladurai, who has graciously consented to be the guest speaker for our program today. A very warm and gracious welcome to you, sir. An expertise in quality aspects, a physicist, a linguist, and articulates, above all, a compassionate person whose benevolent smile attracts everyone. She is none other than our I2AC coordinator, Dr. Carol Stanley. Ma'am, we are proud and honored to have you with us today. A senior zoologist, an able professor, our dear Vice Principal Dr. Sitavi Akinder, whose support has always tried us to reach greater heights. We welcome you, dear ma'am. A statistician, a controller of examinations, Dr. V. Lata, has helped our department to have the inequalities replaced by equalities at many instances. A hearty welcome to you, ma'am. Collaboration is the key to the future of higher education. Though the four MOU colleges are in different states, hundreds of kilometers away from each other, all the five heads of the departments could think differently, have a unique moment in this era to strengthen the students' knowledge by offering the best through collaboration. Hearty welcome to the heads of the departments, Dr. B. Ganga, Providence College for Women, Kunur, Dr. Jixi, Assumption College, Kerala, Dr. Aishwarya Paul, Providence College, Kerala, and Dr. Shruti, St. Philomena's College, Mysore. Last but not the least, it's an opportune moment to welcome all the students, both in virtual mode and who are present here. Hearty welcome to you, dear students, for we are bound with the tag of mathematics. And I am sure this program will not be a success without your presence here. Hearty welcome to one and all.
Any event feels incomplete without an address from our beloved principal, Dr. Sister Mary Luisa. Dearest sister, you show motherly love with fatherly confidence, endless care, guidance, and support. I would love for you to address the gathering and tell us with joy.
Good morning, everyone. Too much of appreciation, don't know how to take it. Distinguished resource person for the day, Dr. Xavier Chandrarai, Professor, Computer Science and Engineering, Christ University, Bengaluru. Online participants from Assumption College Autonomous, Tenganachari, Kerala, Providence Women's College, Calicut, Kerala, Providence College Autonomous, Kunnur, Tamil Nadu, St. Philomena's College Autonomous, Mysore, Dr. Sitavi Yatinda, Vice Principal, Dr. Carol Stanley, IPSC Coordinator, Dr. Latavi, COE, Organizing Faculty Members, Mrs. Sherin John, Dr. Davis Vigilia, Mrs. Charul Sarvameri, Dr. Margaret Pondrani, Mrs. Nancy Solanki, and my dear staff and students. Mathematics, they say, is the mother of all sciences. That is because mathematics is strongly linked to all branches of sciences. Our world is, in a way, a world of numbers. We deduce everything with numbers. No science, no research activities can thrive without the most vital tool, that is mathematics. And artificial intelligence, as I understand, is in no way different. Yes, as you have rightly titled the lecture, mathematics is indeed the backbone of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is in fact a hot topic and a fast evolving field in the current scenario of technology, and it might infiltrate and invade every private and public domain of our lives. The impact of it in some specific fields are already very strong, but the rapid growth of AI is a matter of concern as well. Even 2 to 3 years ago, nobody bothered to talk about AI. But now AI has grown by leaps and bounds that developing and developing nations are calling out for regulations. AI is a transformative and a threatening force because it might take away jobs for deserving individuals. As you may be knowing, a film produced by Hollywood didn't have any real actors. Actors were all virtual and nobody could make out the difference between a real actor and a virtual one. Hollywood is frozen in fear of losing livelihoods and they have gone on an indefinite strike. On the contrary, Google's AI firm DeepMind has used artificial intelligence to identify changes in human DNA that might cause diseases. This could potentially save many lives. The medical uses of AI are many and almost miraculous in some cases. AI cameras are used for improving safety in road and air traffic to reduce fatal crashes. All of you at one time or the other would have spoken to AI machines over the telephone. No doubt, AI has become a part of our lives. Of late, ChatGPT is even creeping into creative writing. Without my elaborations, you may be aware of the impact of AI in human life now. But it is really imperative as students pursuing higher education that you delve into a little deeper depths and receive knowledge about the sciences and contribute to the rapid growth of AI. Your knowledge as educated young people has to play a part in the usage of AI and also contribute to the control of misuse of AI. This is a part of your education, and I congratulate the Department of Mathematics for organizing a lecture on this relevant topic. The organizing committee, Dr. Nevis Vigila, Dr. Arul Selvaneri, Dr. Margaret Pundrani, Mrs. Nancy Solanki, and Mrs. Sherin John, who has joined us this morning, deserve appreciation and applause. Please sit down. My dear students, make the best use of this opportunity to educate yourselves. Thank you. God bless.
Wasn't it lovely listening from sister from the disadvantages, advantages, how Hollywood has a possible downfall, to how Google AI is helping us. So advantage, disadvantage. She's given us like the best possible start for the day. Now I would like to call upon stage Dr. Nevis Vijaya to introduce us, the esteemed resource person for the session, Dr. Xavier Chatterjee.
If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. He is a man of virtue and simplicity. He is an inspiration to the budding graduates. I am privileged to introduce our guest of honor and keynote speaker this morning. Dr. Xavier Chevaturai is the Director of Human Resource Development Center at Christ University, Bangalore. He's a professor in computer science and engineering at the university. He has 19 years of IT industry experience in Capgemini, Tech Mahindra, and HCL Technologies Limited, and 18 years of experience in education and research. His research interest includes artificial intelligence technologies and parallel computer algorithms. He is the author of more than 20 computer science technical books, more than 10 research papers, more than 30 educational videos published on YouTube. He is a Java practitioner for 25 years, and his Java book, published by McGraw-Hill India Education, celebrated its jubilee recently. He was the Vice President and Global Head of Artificial Intelligence in Capgemini before joining Christ. In this role, he provided consultancy in the design and development of artificial intelligence-based systems that transformed the business of the customer. He was a member of IT task force for 3 years in 1998 to 2001, which is an IT technical advisory body for government of Tamil Nadu. He is a senior member of IEEE and a senior life member of Computer Society of India since 1994. We are extremely happy to have such a renowned personality amongst us today here. I am sure this seminar would be a source of inspiration, a catalyst for curiosity, and a platform for forging new connections in the ever-evolving landscape of mathematics and artificial intelligence. Thank you, everyone.
Always rule as operator. That is very good.
Now getting to how mathematics is actually the backbone of artificial intelligence. Over to Dr. Xavier.
I have a hand mic and I can see slide. Slide. Okay. And my question from there really went to the ITC director, vice principal, control the exam, and also the students and the staff from the partnering colleges, and my dear students. Dr. Navis introduced about me, but she forgot a few things which I wanted to add. Dr. Navis' father was my science teacher. Her husband was my student. Dr. Navis Mary was my wife's student. Probably all these things that she forgot to mention or she wanted to, doesn't want to disclose, probably. Anyway, they are all the proud moments in life. And thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of you for coming for this opportunity, wherein we are going to talk about mathematics is the backbone of artificial intelligence. My dear friends, mathematics is difficult. I think everybody agree. Mathematics is tough. Actually, there is a saying, when going becomes tough, the tough gets going. So if mathematics is chosen by all of you, it means you are as strong as a rock. So anything built on top of you, you have a permanent stature. In fact, that is a more important thing. It is true that today in the Western world, there is a lot of scarcity for mathematics teachers. People who go with proper mathematics teaching experience get visa easily in America. Because they have a lot of scarcity. I know some of my students have gone there and they are teaching mathematics. The same thing is true in Europe. I lived in London for 3 years. I was managing HCL Technologies, Europe business, and I was living in London for 3 years. Mathematics teachers are hard because people from the developed society want to have an easy life. Why you are choosing so difficult subject and work is hard? So they want to go an easy life. They don't know why they think that we should not work hard. However, today artificial intelligence is built on top of pure mathematics, mathematical things. We are going to see here. Mathematics is the backbone of artificial intelligence. If you look at the human civilization, right from the beginning, human beings have a special ability because of their intelligence. They always want to create some innovative tools and use it for their betterment in life. Even in the age of Stone Age, they created tools made up of stones. When they began to know about the metals, they started using metallic structures to build their tools so that their life becomes easier. So in that journey, we invented electricity and motor. If you today think about a life without electricity and motor, it is highly impossible for us to think about it. So life is possible. We've reached a stage where we believe that life is possible only with electricity and motor. Without electricity and motor, we cannot live a life. That is what we believe. The next biggest wave was about internet. All these things, the internet, World Wide Web, and all these things have happened in the past 20, 30 years. Before that, there was no internet. So today, we have internet. The next wave is about artificial intelligence. So naturally, as the sister told, there are several human applications where artificial intelligence is leading today. But in spite of that, we have a long way to go. Right. We have a long way to go. A lot of things can be done using artificial intelligence. Let us first try to understand what is, because we are talking about a lot of things about artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? So if you want to put artificial intelligence in one line, Artificial intelligence is not one technology, it is a bunch of technologies. All those technologies are working towards creating a machine that has the cognitive capabilities of human beings. Human beings have a lot of cognitive skills. Look at it, remembering, as simple as remembering. You remember your phone number. You remember the name of a person. And apart from that, understanding, applying, analyzing. This is called the Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive skills. So we are interested in building machines that will remember. I think we are already having. You can store your phone number in your mobile phone, and you can see that. So that's possible. So understanding is a different thing. See, quite often we have the sensory organs, our eyes, nose, tongue, and so on. Our eyes are used for seeing, but eyes are only a sensory organ to capture the image. How do you understand that this is so and so? How do you recognize that this is so and so? It is not eye, it is the brain behind it. So eyes capture the eyes scan the image and sense it to the brain. That is why sometimes we are there, something is happening in front of us. We don't even know. If you ask, did it happen? We don't know. Because though your eyes are seeing, your brain was not scanning. Your brain was not storing. In a similar manner, we are saying something and somebody doesn't hear that. What does it mean? Your eyes are listening, it is getting the signal, but in the brain, it is not reaching. So the cognitive skills are more important for us. Sometimes what happens is somebody comes to you, they are talking to you for 10 minutes. Probably leaders like the principals, they know about all these things. They come, they politely talk to you for 10 minutes. After they go, we recognize that he is a fraud. This might have happened. If it is analyzing, evaluating, you evaluate, your brain evaluates various things and decide that, oh, he is a fraud, we must be careful about it. So these are all cognitive capabilities. So our interest is the whole world for the past few years is building a machine which has all these capabilities, So as you see in the picture, we have the sensory organs, but everything finally the signals go into the brain. So that is the important thing. So these are some popular technologies. Have you heard of it? I will give you a couple of minutes to see whether they are all really artificial intelligence technologies, or what are they? Machine learning, deep learning, biometrics. See, identifying human beings uniquely is an important task for human beings, because the forgery is done in the travel documentations, in the visa visa or travel documentations. The identity of an individual is important. How to identify a person? So that is called face recognition or retina recognition or thumb impression. So all these things are called biometrics. Enormous amount of artificial intelligence research is happening in this area. Just by taking a photograph of a person, can your system say the name of the person, the history of the person? It's possible. It's possible. That's called face recognition. So today, Amazon, Google, Facebook, all these companies have invested a lot of money in developing algorithms for face recognition. What do you mean by developing algorithms for face recognition? Face is an image. Am I right? Face is an image. So there is a difference between the face of a human being and the face of an animal. If you look at it, you know. If you look at the face of a person, And a building, you will say that this is a building, this is the face of a person. Why? Because there are certain features there. There are some two eyes, one nose. There are certain features in a face. So that's called face identification. So in a picture, how many faces are there? You can identify. After identifying a face, you will have to recognize the face. So look at the face and say that this is so and so. How do you recognize? Because it's an image. The image, see, human beings' face is slightly changing over a period of time. It's a continuous function. Every day, things are changing. Face is also changing. If you look at the face of a person 2 years ago and now, there is a small difference. But our brain can tolerate the difference and say that this is so and so. In a lot of colleges, in Christ University, we are having a face recognition based attendance system. We go and stand in front of the camera, attendance will be recorded. That's all. So that is happening by artificial intelligence. So we have a very complex algorithm to look at an image and convert it into a vector. In mathematics, you may have studied what is a vector. A vector is a set of numbers. 128 numbers. In normal, there are Python libraries wherein every phase will be converted into a 128 number vector. So that is a complex algorithm. How your eyes are, so various things are happening in the measured in the algorithm, and it is converting into a vector. That vector is called face signature. For the same person, you take n number of photographs. For all of them, will the face signature be the same? Not same, similar. So we find out the distance between two face signatures. If the distance between two face signatures is less than a particular number, we recognize. So that's one technology. Similarly, today we are talking about generative AI, creating a language. First, we studied about natural language processing. NLP is there for the past 25-30 years, very successfully. Looking at whatever you are writing some comment over in Facebook about a particular movie. So by reading the comment, can you decide whether it is a positive comment or a negative comment? For human beings, it is possible. You look at it, read it, by the tone, by the language used, by the words used, you can find out that this is a positive comment. This is a negative comment. Computers are trained for those words. So reading some text, and see, when you are writing a mail, especially in the organizations, when we write a mail, we have tools for finding out whether this can be sent. Because the tone of the mail, the emotions that it carries, does it carry a graceful signal? Because we are talking to somebody who is a customer. Or are we using all these things can be done using NLP applications? So there is a lot of work happening in NLP. But in the recent past, in the last 5 to 10 years, natural language generation is happening. For example, your results are ready. Your examination results are ready. It means that for all the students for a particular subject, the marks are there. Similarly, for the same set of students, another subject, some 5 subject marks are there. They are all data. They are all numbers. Based upon these data, can you write a report in 1 page saying where students are scoring very well, in which subject students are not scoring very well? So all those things, descriptively explaining from the data. So the data is a number, but the natural language generation, NLG, will create those type of things. Similarly, image processing, speech recognition. So these are all some topics in artificial intelligence. These technologies are applying into various things. So recommendation systems, they are becoming very, very popular. You go to Amazon, you order something, you try to view certain product, then immediately at the bottom, you are saying people who viewed this product bought the following products. You are seeing, look at it. When you see 2, 3 things, then at the bottom, you will get it. How? Because there is a recommendation engine. It is an artificial intelligence engine. It is capturing your details and also about the details of all others, and it is recommending. Similarly, when you select a particular product, it is saying people who bought this product also bought this product. So this is called a cross-selling. The recommendation systems. So enormous amount of recommendation systems are, when you look at, when you go to Netflix, you want to watch a movie, it is saying that based upon your earlier view, we are recommending the following movie. Okay. So it does a lot of research on the back end data and the come out with it. So many applications are coming up now. What we are going to do is in another 20, 30 minutes, we are going to go a little deeper into how mathematics has been used in machine learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning is training the machine. Machine has to learn. How will the machine learn? The machine will learn from the historic data. For example, assume that there is a lady living with a toddler in a 5th floor apartment. In a 5th floor apartment. If a lady is living in the 5th floor apartment with a toddler, the toddler is really bored because you don't open the door, you close the door, and the mom is doing her works. So the child is really bored. One day, incidentally, what she did was she threw a spoon outside through the window and then told the mom, "Mom, I was playing, but the spoon has fallen outside." Then what did the mom do? The mom said that, "Oh God, you did a mistake. Okay, very good. What I will do is we will go down and take it." So she got up and she took the key. She picked up the girl and opened the door, closed the door. They walked along the veranda. So the child feels very happy. Oh God, I have done something to bring happiness to me. They walk, they go to the lift. She presses the button. They go down, they walk around, they get it and come. So what the baby thinks is, oh God, so far I was not having this knowledge. Now she has learned that if I drop something outside, I will get happiness. I can go out happily and bring it out. So on the next day, when the child becomes bored, she picks up another article and throws out. Then she happily goes to the mom and says, "Mom, I've dropped it." So the mom says, "Which one?" "Oh, this one. Let it go. It's not a very useful." So now the child thinks that, oh, it's not that everybody. See, do you understand how the learning experience is gathered? This is called the learning. So what exactly happens is there are some incidents happening. So every intelligent being, whether human being or robots or anything, they have an environment. They are in an environment and they have sensory organs to look at the environment. So what we do is there is some incident that happened. Now, what it has to do is it has to pick up that incident, collect the data, extract the data, and build a model. So with the data, if you build the model will teach you what will bring you happiness. So fundamentally, there is a data, there is a incident, event happening. Every event has some data. So using the data, a mathematical model has to be constructed. A mathematical model has to be constructed, and that will give a solution for example, so an intelligent agent has some sensors to look at the environment. There is an environment, and there is a sensor for the agent to look at the environment. So from there, you are getting data and you convert them into models, and that model will tell you what are the actuators. Normally, what we say is from the data you can extract and have actuators. So these actuators will learn and increase the performance. So in general, that is your overview about technology. That is an overview about the learning. In fact, there are various types of learning. There are various types of learning. For example, broadly, there are two categories. One is inductive learning, the other is called deductive learning or analytical learning. In the case of inductive learning, there is no standard rules are available. Some data is available. We just have a look at data. It is up to you to create a generalization and learn. So that is called inductive learning. So we call it a generalization. From a specific event, you generalize. For example, some people used to say that, oh, people from that particular town are notorious. Have you heard of it? People from that particular town are notorious, or people from that town are notorious, are cheating. So those statements, they are all foolish statements. You know that? Why do they say? Because from that city, some people would have cheated him. So instead of saying that some ABC has cheated me, they are saying people from that city are always cheating. So they are all foolish statements. But how do you learn? You learn by generalizing. That's called generalization. This is a foolish generalization, but there are some intelligent generalizations. So the intelligent generalizations are called inductive learning. There are something called supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Whereas there are, from known rules, you can create a general specialization. So these are all certain types of learning in artificial intelligence. In supervised learning, we have a data set actually. That data set will say, like a mom teaching the child, so this is A, this is B, this is C. You know, in a similar manner, the data has a vector showing the numbers in every possible attribute, and also the result. So this is A, this is B, in a similar manner. For example, I am defining an operation. In the operation, I am saying 2 circle plus 5 is 1. What is the circle plus? You have not told. The general rule has not been told. So you are saying, you are shown the data 2 and 5. If I do the operation with 2 and 5, the result is 1. 17 and 13, the result is 2. 3 and 41, the result is 2. 12 and 20, the result is 0. 8 and 19, the result is 1. In such a case, what is the general formula? This is the supervised machine learning. What is it? What is in general A circle plus B equal to? No. A circle plus B is the number of odd numbers between A and B. If none of them are odd, 0. If one of them is odd, it is 1. If both are odd, it is 2. So here there is a data. You are shown the data and result. Data, result. Data, result. And you are asked to use your intelligence to build a general formula. General formula. That is supervised learning. For example, there is a company in which 1 year experienced guy is given $12,000 salary. If he has 8 years, 26,000 salary. Similarly, for others, you can look at it and you tell me, how do you calculate the salary of a person? Is there a formula? Is there a function? Yes, there is a linear function. Here, the experience is the only independent variable and salary is a dependent variable. So the salary Y is beta 1 in the experience plus beta 0. So beta 0 is called the offset and beta 1 is called the multiplier. It is a linear function. The salary is a linear function of a multiplier and an offset. Here, tell me what is beta 0, what is beta 1 from the data? Beta 0 is 10,000 and beta 0 is 2,000, I guess. Am I right? No, 10,000. Beta 1 is 10,000 and beta 1 is 2,000. So you are given a data in a similar manner. For example, consider the price of a house. So predicting the price of the house, predicting the probability of that a person has a particular disease, medical diagnosis. See, actually, how do you diagnose a disease? Based upon certain medical parameters. Supposing you have some 10 medical parameters. For each of the medical parameter, the values are given. And you are also told what is the probability that the person has the disease. In a similar manner, if there are some 60,000 data, then we can think of creating a mathematical model, creating a linear function which will give you the probability that a person has the disease. So this is all about supervised learning. So in the supervised learning, we have a set of values and also the target value, the label we call it. If it is given, we need to find out f of x. So that is how we define supervised learning. Instead of supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning, wherein we don't tell anything, we don't have anything. Whereas simply the data is given, no guidance, no explicit feedback, just the data is pumping. For example, a taxi driver, he starts his work on Monday morning, he starts and goes up to night to 10 o'clock. And next day. So continuously he is getting offers for the past 30 days and has a lot of rights. Now, if you look at the data, there is no guidance given. But if you look at the data, he can understand what is the peak hours. So when do you get a lot of rights? When do you don't get a lot of rights? He understands what is a weekend and all these clustering is. So this is called unsupervised learning. In unsupervised learning, a data set is given. In the data set, each number is a vector. Now you are going for a cluster. For example, in the clustering, the warehouse positioning, for example, if there is one warehouse and you are supplying to various customers, from the data, if you take out, if you want to have one more warehouse, it will tell you where, because from the data, you can arrive at where you can have another warehouse. So these type of unsupervised learnings are there. Then the third is about reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is a very interesting thing. I'm going to go a little deeper into what sort of mathematical techniques are used in reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is learning from the feedback. For example, in Swiggy or in Zomato, they are supplying food and the customers are giving feedback. So will the feedback help for you to learn what is the best service? Yes, it is possible. The feedback will help you to improve yourself. So to learn. So in order to learn how you must do the service, in order to learn how you must do the service, the feedbacks are helpful. So what is reinforcement learning? For every, the intelligent agent learns from a series of reinforcement. They are rewards or punishments. So what is the data given? The data is service 1, which will have several attributes, and the reward. The reward, if the reward is negative, it's called a punishment. Similarly, for the second, third. So similarly, the data may contain some 60,000 records. Each record is a vector together with the reward. Now, from this, using these data, you must learn how to do the next one, the next service, because in some cases you got the reward, in some cases you got the punishments. So now for the next service, how should I serve? Will the old data be useful? Yes. That is what is reinforcement learning. So this is a summary. For example, reinforcement learning uses the training data to evaluate the action taken. The evaluation gives the reward value. Using the reward, I am going to learn how should I do the service, for which we usually use an example called a K-armed bandit problem. A K-armed bandit is a machine having K arms. So you can deliver the action by pressing any of the possible choices. In life also, that is what we have, We have certain options in front of us. Either you can do A, B, C, D, or something. So 1 to K, there are options available. Now, it is up to you to press one of the arm. Press one of the arm. Now, when you press one of the arm, it means that you are choosing that particular action. Now, your reward will be shown. This is the mission for understanding what is reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning also, what happens is every machine learns from the experience. So the experience will have a few options. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, K options are there. You can choose one of the options. Based upon the option, your reward will be there. Then the second play, third play, fourth play. So if you continuously play, your rewards are coming up. Now, based upon these data, now you can do some mathematical jugglery and you can decide next how should I play, because you must be learning from your experience. Because I played like this first, second, so you played 10,000 times. Now, the next time you want to play, you want to effectively exploit the knowledge that you got earlier. So that is how the K on the bandit problem works. Our objective is maximize the expected total reward. Total reward. So how do we want to do? What is the mathematics involved? Here, there is an interesting thing that we must understand. One is, so one as a mathematician or as a statistician, you can simply say that look at all the previous, supposing you already played 500 times. So you look at where you got the maximum reward and play in that way. But the interesting thing is it's not a deterministic. Normally, you may know that in life, a lot of things are not a deterministic. If you do A, you will get B. Is it so life? No, life is not so. There is a probability involved. If you press the button, for example, if you are playing 500 times. So for the if you look at the data, so if the first arm, when I press, sometimes I might have got $10, sometimes I might have got $2, sometimes I might have lost some money. Am I right? That is the way it works. It's not a deterministic. If it is a deterministic, there is no intelligence required. You can find out the maximum and repeat the same thing. But in life, lot of things are not deterministic. Lot of things are probabilistic in nature. That is where the stochastic model has to be created. So if you are playing for a long time, now before playing, you will have to apply the stochastic model to arrive at what is the best one that I can do. So that is called the exploitation. What is exploitation? That this is the same. Here, for example, I am putting the mathematical notations. Look at it. Look at the model. Here we have a model. We have a machine in which what are all they? Does it have a pointer? Right. That's fine. Leave it. Is there a pointer? Laser light, laser beam. No. No. Leave it. That's fine. That's fine. See, we are doing actions. We are doing action 1, action 2, action 3, action 4. So the notation is A0, A1, A2, A3, A1000. So they are the actions you perform. And rewards, the corresponding rewards are denoted by R0, R1, R2, R3. Now, our objective is you want to choose for the next iteration, for the kth iteration. We want to define a function called Q star of A. So I'm going to choose A, and Q star of A is sigma RT such that AT equal to A. Given. So this is a conditional probability. So reward for T at the time T, the reward given action AT, the action is A. That's A. So now our interest is to maximize the total reward. So in reinforcement learning, we want the agent to work in such a way that the total reward is maximized. So in this case, there are two things. One is exploiting the experience. So far, I have done up to A1, A2, A3, A3 minus 1. So T minus 1 times I have done action A, action, and corresponding rewards are also given. With all these things, I have to decide what should be the next action taken. So there are two approaches. One is you just do the mathematical modeling with all the old data so far, how it is giving. So far, I've been working in a particular way and getting some reward. So what I want to do is do some mathematical models, mathematical jugglery with the data. Data means my experience. A0, A1, A2, A3, A3 minus 1, R0, R1, R2, R3, Rs minus, Rp minus. Using this data, you can find out what is the best move. Do we do this in our life also? In our life also, for taking some decision, what do? We consult the experienced people. So they say that, yeah, last time I did this in this way, this is what you happened. So you please do the same. So that's called exploitation of the data. That's called greedy model. Greedy model. Because I want to be maximum, because so I want to do it. Whereas today, youngsters want to explore new things. So that's called exploration. So my reinforcement machine also, my reinforcement learning machine also must work like a young boy, young girl. So that is called exploration. So choose one of the non-greedy actions, because I told you that it is not deterministic in nature. So earlier, whenever I choose a certain action, I was getting a punishment. That doesn't mean that it will be a punishment always. In real life, it is happened. We have failed 100 times, but we also been successful at the next time. So the same thing, the reinforcement engine also wants to learn. So that is why we are talking about an algorithm where the exploration and exploitation are to be in the right blend. So the reinforcement learning algorithm talks about balancing between the two, balancing between the old data, which is greedy, and non-greedy data also we want to explore, but how much? So that is where we are saying that even epsilon, a small portion, epsilon. So with that epsilon probability, I will choose certain new things also and take action. So the experiments have proved that by choosing an appropriate epsilon, the overall profit is better than the greedy approach. Because there is an exploration here. So in reinforcement learning, so let us try to understand what is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is about using the previous experience to decide what should I do next. In that, the model is created like A0, A1, A2, A100 and R1, R2, R100. Now, for the next decision, there are two approaches. One is a greedy approach. The greedy approach is you just find out, actually the formula also is there. For want of time. Yes, this is the action value. So QT of A is equal to sum of rewards when A is selected earlier divided by number of times it was selected, average. Whenever we selected, what happened? And you take the average and you can go. So that is one way of doing. Whereas here we will apply epsilon greedy method for certain probability, but for certain things we will use non-greedy approaches and explore whether this we are getting more results. That is what is. So this is called epsilon greedy action selection. Epsilon greedy action selection. For example, if you choose epsilon equal to 0.5, half of the time you go with the greedy approach and half of the time you don't go with the greedy approach. This is an example. I want to skip because we don't have time. In this way, we arrive at Markov decision process. I think in statistics, people studied about it's a very old one, 1856 to 1922. He only developed the Markov decision process. We use the Markov decision process in reinforcement learning. So Markov decision process is about having certain actions and what is the probability and what is the reward. For each action, there are some possible probabilities and rewards. So if you choose this action, the probability that you get one reward is something, there is a probability of getting a punishment as well. So with those things, how to model? So that's what we talked about, the Markov decision process. For example, this is the way we define, I don't want to go into detail. For example, this is one of the applications of reinforcement learning. In bioreactors, you know what is a bioreactor? There is a chamber. There is a lot of bio ingredients have been put inside. And there are certain metrics, certain things like temperature and how you stir, how fast you stir. Depending upon that, the output will be coming down. So there are certain actions for various actions, various outputs are there. And now the reinforcement learning agent learns how to produce maximum output. So the bioreactors have an intelligent system which uses reinforcement learning. So we will try to conclude now. So by and large, mathematics is the base of all these things. We have seen one example. What is that? Reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, how mathematics is used in exploiting as well as exploring how epsilon greedy algorithm works, and it will give you the maximum profit. So thank you very much for the listening, and we will stop here. If there are any questions, I am happy to. Even people on the online, if you have any questions, I can answer. Any question from anybody? Normally, when we teach, there are two categories of people who don't ask the questions. There are two categories of people who don't ask the questions. Who are they? Category one.
Understood everything and understood.
Very good. What about the category two? I think you all belong to category one. Very good. So that is the happiness that is required for a teacher, you know. Shall we stop here? Any question? Yeah, please.
So first of all, thank you so much for coming and giving us this experience and teaching us so much about the mathematics background of AI. One of my questions would be, could you elaborate on the reaction selection, epsilon reaction selection? Could you elaborate on the epsilon reaction selection?
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Good. Normally, when I talk to the mathematics people, whenever they see the epsilon symbol, they become thrilled. Oh God, it is mine. Epsilon, delta, chi-square, all these things. See, we are training a system, isn't it? We are training a system. So, in training the system, how do we train? We are training the system based on your past records. So, historically, you have some 1,000 times you have done this. So each time you have the reward also. So now, what our parents say is, look at the past. So find out where you got maximum reward, and you proceed in that way. That is what usually people say. But the thing is, there is an uncertainty involved. So because uncertainty is involved, if you choose the action value as wherever this action was chosen and take the average of the reward, and you assume that I will get the reward next time also, will it be true always? Not necessary. Not necessary. There is an uncertainty. That is where we are training the reinforcement learning agent, saying that you calculate that, but you also find out here non-greedy. So now the greedy approach will tell you that which action must be chosen. Because that action will have the maximum average reward. But there is another action which has a less reward, maybe even the punishment. But so we are saying, the agent is saying that for the next choice, don't always go with greedy, but go with greedy for certain probability, certain times. In 100 times, maybe 80 times you go with greedy, but 20%, 0.2, you go with non-greedy one and explore. So that 0.2 is called epsilon. So the epsilon greedy approach says that before choosing, you use the epsilon value. So greedy 1 minus epsilon and a non-greedy epsilon probability. With that, if this algorithm works, people conclude that it has even more result, better result. Because of the uncertainty in all these things, even if you choose some epsilon, and a lot of mathematical PhDs have been done on a particular type of work, what is the optimal value of epsilon? What of epsilon will be? So they run it again and again and modify the algorithm back and forth and arrive at the optimal value of epsilon. Maybe 0.2 or 0.3 or 0.7, whatever. So that is called epsilon greedy algorithm for reinforcement learning. Good.
Sir, because we are using AI these days a lot, will it affect mathematics in future? Because we are using AI these days a lot, will it affect mathematics in future, like the work sectors and all?
Mathematics is the base, and artificial intelligence is built only on mathematics. Mathematics will not get impacted.
Because we use CS more there, so in terms of the work, will it be less?
So job opportunities you are talking about. Okay. See, there are jobs where our people are getting a very average salary, but they are doing an average job. But if you are doing a high-end job, you will get a high-end salary. So mathematics, people who develop algorithms in Amazon and Google and all OpenAI and these people, they are heavily paid, but they need a solid mathematics talent. So it's not about the number of jobs, it is about the quality of the job. That will always be there. So mathematical understanding is essential for understanding anything in artificial intelligence. That is how it's so. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there any question from people who are online? So is there a possibility of them asking? No. Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great.
Thank you, sir, for teaching us about reinforced learning, how to exploit less and explore more, how to use the epsilon greedy action selection. He also went back to 1856 and all with the finite Markov decision process. Obviously, we would have known that if he wasn't here. Also, if sir remembers Rani ma'am. Rani ma'am used to send us his courses on Udemy. So I can assure you that his face-to-face interactions are much, much more interesting than what we do online. So thank you for coming here and letting us know how mathematics is so important for artificial intelligence. Thank you, sir. I would now like to call upon Dr. Margaret Polrani to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning to one and all present here. I stand before you with immense gratitude and a profound sense of appreciation as we conclude this enlightening session on mathematics is the backbone of artificial intelligence. Today, we have had the privilege of gaining invaluable insights from our distinguished resource person, Dr. Xavier Cheladurai, and collaborating institutions from different corners of our country. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Xavier Cheladurai for gracing us with his expertise and delivering an enlightening lecture. Your profound knowledge and passion for the subject have undoubtedly left us indelible mark on our minds. Your insights into the intricate relationship between mathematics and artificial intelligence have deepened our understanding and sparked curiosity for further exploration. We are deeply honored to extend our sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. Sister Mary Luisa Sebastian. Your unwavering support, guidance, and dedication to the pursuit of knowledge and academic excellence have been instrumental in the success of this event. We thank our administrator, Sister Rosalie. Her presence on this campus has always brought us joy in our hearts. I would also like to acknowledge and express our gratitude to the following esteemed individuals who have played pivotal roles in making this event a reality. Dr. Sister Lalita, Director of Postgraduate Studies, your vision and commitment to fostering academic growth have been instrumental in shaping the academic landscape of our institution. Dr. Sitavi Ithinder, Vice Principal, your dedication to the advancement of education and your role in ensuring the smooth functioning of our institution are highly appreciated. Dr. Karen Stanley, IPSC Coordinator, and Dr. Vilata COE, your efforts in maintaining enhancing the quality of education at our institution are commendable. We extend our sincere appreciation to our collaboration institution, Assumption College Autonomous Kerala, Providence Women's College Kerala, Providence College Autonomous Tamil Nadu, and St. Philomena's College Karnataka for joining hands with us to make this event a reality. Your support and collaboration have enriched our academic experience and broadened our horizons. We cannot overlook the significant role played by the audience, our students, faculties, and guests. Your active participation, insightful questions, and enthusiasm have contributed to the success of this event. The exchange of ideas and discussion that took place today are what we make such gathering invaluable. Last but not least, a heartfelt thanks To all the volunteers, technicians, and everyone behind the scenes who worked tirelessly to ensure the smooth execution of this event. Thank you once again, and we look forward to future opportunities to learn and grow together. Have a wonderful day.